All right, I think we can begin. It's already 2 minutes waited. So, hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another day of Be Agile Scrum. This is week 6 and day 1 started again. And let me ask you this thing: how many of you found time to go through what was delivered last time? So, how many of you went? How many of you went through that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I
Okay, and how
practiced a little
many?
bit.
Okay, and how many did not? Could not find time. Okay, so it's 100% yes. I assume so. Then I have no answer in no. Then okay, all right. So today we are recording. Even this today's content will be provided to you. I want you to be 100% assured on these topics, and that's the reason we have been giving you recording as well. So why these assignments are been coming up, and there are various reasons given by the mind, and that's the very reason we have something which we begin with what do you see on the screen?
Code of
Code
honor.
of honor.
Code of
Exactly, you
honor.
are right. Code of honor. So there are 6 code of honor we are supposed to follow every time, and this repetition is the reminder for all of us so that we remain protected to get deviated from any excuses. So the very first one that says that show up live even though you are able to watch recording. Why? Because live brings the light to remain in the schedule, which can be the tight, and that's the reason you need to be on time and be punctual and remain highly committed. Another reason which associates this with the universal law says that how you do anything is how you do everything, and when you practice this being in the training, the same thing you can practice once you begin your day, once you get placed. And the similar kind of meeting, inside the meeting you can showcase these traits and perform accordingly. The second one is being the full stack student. So because you are starting with the very first pillar of Guru School, which says that instructor led free training, and because you enroll yourself as student, so being just student does not work over here, but you need to be the full stack student whose responsibility is to do all the assignments and doing self research and repeat whatever you have learned. Okay, and the third one, while you're making these all things, take the full responsibility of your success as well as for your failure both. Success because you do something and you get the result, failure because you have been asked to do something and you don't get the result. So when you take this responsibility as well, then there is a chances to correct it, and so that attract back the success again. And the fourth one is mindset. So on this journey, you must have the positive mindset, learning mindset, and go complaint free, and then load yourself with the gratitude so that you will be there for which you have started all this game. The fifth one is start your day with the increased receptivity. How would you do that? By listening to the audio track which I have given you and requested you listen to this for next 30 days. And after this, once your training gets over, okay, your mock-up interview is done, and when you qualify that now you are ready to start giving the interview, that time you are given with another music track. Okay, this won't be just audio track but music track. To get those that track, you need to get qualified after your mock interview is done. Okay, and the second one is, while you start your receptivity increasing, you need to start your learning with the golden quadrant of learning. And what are the steps for this? So there are 4 steps for golden quadrant of learning. The very first one starts with what? Declare with the anchor. And second one, then you get into the deep learning, and then you start drawing within 24 hours, and then you need to summarize. Why do you need to do that? Because the memory vault has 24 by 7 by 30 password code. Okay, if you can remember anything within 24 hours, revise it into within 7 days, and practice it for 30 days, it becomes your forever. Okay, so what is the passcode for this memory vault? What did I just now told you?
24 by
24 by 7 by
30.
30. Yes. So that's the reason you need to revise with the 4 quadrants of learning. You're right. And are you ready for the declaration then today? And how you will declare? By self clap or a high five, and then repeat what is selected over here on the screen. Can you see this, everyone?
Yes.
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 Okay, fine. So at the count of three, just put an anchor. That is the clap. That's the self high five. 1, 2, 3, and clap. And repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others can
others
learn and
can learn
master,
and master.
I too can do that.
I too
I
can
I
do
can
that.
do that.
And once again, one mini clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap. Because I am an awesome learner,
Because I'm
I
an
am
awesome
an
learner,
awesome learner.
today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
today's
Today's
learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
me.
Yes, it is going to be because you just now declared. And while this all is happening, you are getting prepared to start your journey towards getting placed towards your earning. Remember to be a giver. Why? Because that keeps your ego away on this path of learning and keeps you most spiritually grounded. But when you are starting this game of earning via this learning, remember to have an intent of start doing charity of giving away 5% or 10% of your earning. Why? Because when you give away you grow, but when you receive you may survive. And I'm sure here not you are here for survival job, you are here to get those jobs which will let you grow. And when you will add this, that will let you gear up towards the growth. And in case you are already earning, then I request you to start giving away your 5% or 10% of earning to the causes where you believe in with your own willingness, because that will not only let you grow but inspire others. And remember to appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you, because every single thing is preparing for the next you. And and the another universal law associated with this says that what you appreciate appreciates you back. So on this note, we are getting into today's learning. So are we all ready now to start with? Can you see the
Yes.
screen? Can you see the PPT what we are going to learn today? So
Yes.
last time we left you towards the information management. We will begin from there, and then we'll get into more the designing stuff. So do you remember last time we were talking about stakeholder management? How many of you remember?
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Aparna. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, everyone, for remembering this. So, yes, and now we are getting into the information management. So, always remember, so, for information management, there are 5 keys for this, okay, that you can see on the screen are what? Leadership, operations, processes, data, and technology. Okay, so what exactly happens? So the cycle comes like this. First, you need to plan, create, collect, or receive the data, authorize and assure its quality, determine the access, organize the files which is created out of it, then document them and describe them, store and backup arrangement, synthesize and analyze, and share and distribute, and then dispose. So this is the complete cycle you can see of any information, how it gets ended. Okay, and in a IMBOK, which is again the information management body of knowledge, says that there is a process involved to it. Okay, when it comes to business information as a whole, so it gets flowed from information technology towards the business strategy. So when it starts with information technology and gets moved towards the information system, it always treated as a project, and by using project, it gets carried towards information system, and then it goes towards the business processes. Okay, and for that we need to recognize the change in the business. Okay, and when it becomes the part of business processes, there it will lead you towards the business benefit, but in between you need to just focus on the operations as well. So alone, through the name itself, it won't work. You should know the operations as well. And uh, then it comes as an outcome when it becomes the part of strategy, business strategy, but in between performance management is taken care. Okay, so this becomes the part of the process. And um, these knowledge, the information management knowledge area includes the following, as it says. The when it comes to information technology, uh, even you would be agreeing that what comes in your mind when you listen or hear the words information technology, IT, what comes in your mind? Can you answer?
Building software.
Exactly, building software, Aparna. Okay, also hardware. And when it comes to information system, it means IT, it built into a system that meets business needs and policy. So the moment we hear about the information technology, information system comes into the place. When information system comes into the place, we need to have the business information as well. So this is created by analyzing and contextualizing data using tools such as the information system. And I by now you must agree that we are playing on data. Do you agree with this? Did you see the example last time we shared with you related to data, and we were pivoting that, we were playing that into the Excel? Do you remember that, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
cool. Then it comes to after after business information, it comes business processes. So in the processes, it means that how to evaluate and use business information to make decisions. So for any project, every time the decision is important, even it comes to risk and mitigate that plan. Uh, Processes is important. How will you do that? So what is very easy to understand, but how is very tricky to think about. So your focus, the more detailed will be there towards the how, the what will be easy. Okay, so another part comes into this information management is the benefit, and everyone is looking at it. So the desired advantage the business information will provide, and that gives the back to the business benefit. And thereby the very last thing which comes further is business strategy, the master plan that gives a company a direction. Ideally decisions made through the business processes which are made on business information will guide the strategy and lead to the realization of business benefits. So ultimately at the end, for the next level to go up for any businesses, what is that helps to get them going? This is nothing but business strategy. Do you agree with this in nutshell? Yes,
Yes.
strategy
Yes.
makes it going. Okay,
Yes.
super, thank you. So after information management, we will understand, because we have been talking about processes most of the time. And did you hear today me talking about processes? Did you notice that I was talking about process? I was reading about process. Yes? Did you pay attention over there? Any one of you? I'm
Yes.
asking you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the answer and observation. So pay close attention. Even in information management, I was talking about the processes. So who did not hear that? Anyone here who did not hear that? I was talking about process. Anyone? So either you might have heard, then answer should be yes. Either you might have not heard, then answer should be yes. So how many of you heard about the business process in earlier slides?
I did.
Okay,
No,
you
I
did.
heard too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remaining, if you
Yeah.
have not, if you have not, please pay attention. Okay, so here what we are going, why I was asking you this question, because here it is a very important thing which is coming up now, which does not require you to write process anymore. Why? Because we will be shifting towards the design, and that design is to depict the processes. You need to define the processes, and that you will be doing by implementing and incorporating the design. How do we do that? That we are going to look at it. Are you ready, everyone, to
Yes.
pay
Yes.
close attention? Okay,
Yes.
so me
Yes.
and Prerna will drive you towards there. So how it will come? So for this, depicting this designs to enhance the processes, or to explore the processes, we will be using some business analysis models. Okay, and these are few tools, under few tools, and we will get to know about it. So few names are written over here. You can take a screenshot of it. So one model name is activity diagram, another is mind map, product roadmap, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram, process flow diagram. Can you identify anything from this that you have already seen? Any diagram?
That's SWOT
SWOT.
and
And
mind.
okay, yes, go ahead, complete that. What you were uh, telling, what you were mentioning.
Yeah, so I said mind map and SWOT analysis.
Super, thank you so much. So mind map, where did you look at it?
Uh, the the last time you tell us about the tools in that.
Okay, in that, where else? Last
Where
time you have seen, did you see today as well?
um, not sure.
Not sure? Anyone who is sure that you have seen any of the diagram today?
Yes. Is it the code of honor? Like I meant to say, it's kind of part. The
Yes, you
diagram.
are. Yes, you are right. Thank you so much. So when we start with code of honor, so that presentation itself is a mind map that has been created using mind map. Very right, very true. So your focus is there. So thank you so much for answering. So mind map, every single time we start using mind map. Okay. So this is one tool every time you look at. And apart from these tools, so these diagrams, you will also get to know about visual modeling, workflow diagram, ER diagram, WBS diagram, conversion to design, docs template, and understanding. And this is going to make you a true business analyst. Okay, so are you ready to be the one? Because we
Yes.
are getting taking a
Yes.
deep dive towards the diagrams. And you know what, that most of the time when it comes to business analysts to create some diagram, so what is common in that? So how many of you have worked on flowchart anytime in your life?
Yes. Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did. So the
Yes.
flow chart is the one thing which will remain common in all the visual modeling or all the business analysis models. Okay. So if everything will be based on mostly on your flow chart, won't it be easy for you to understand those names what I just now took, these names? So if flow chart is the base,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much. So the very first one is this activity diagram. Here also you can see the most of time it is starting and ending. Let me reshare the screen in the presentation mode so that it will be easy for you to go through. So I am resharing the screen now. All right. So what you see here is called as activity diagram, where some ATM related activity has been tried depicting inside this diagram. Okay. Here you see the three columns: customer, ATM machine, and the bank. So what exactly customer does, how ATM responds, and what happens to bank has been tried to incorporated into the action steps, which starts with inserting the ATM card and ejecting the ATM card, taking the card out. When you will focus, it starts always with the black dot circle and end with the black dot circle, which has got the another circle around it. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So, and remaining input. So the input you can see, insert ATM card is input, and then process the validate ATM card. Even it has not got the process shape, but it has got the somewhat similar to input input shape. Okay, so insert ATM card, then validate ATM card, and then the decision comes. So decision will remain the diamond shape only. So when it is validated, go to the next step, and invalidated, then it is eject the card, take the card, and stop. So but when it's validated, then comes the next step, that is again input, enter pin. And when pin is entered, the another process comes, authorize pin. When authorization comes into, then decision has to be taken whether pin is invalid or valid. When it is invalid, then what you need to do? You need to again take a decision to eject the card and then take the card out. And once it is valid, enter the amount now. And when you will enter the amount, it will also check the balance. It processes to check the balance, where you must have either insufficient balance. In that case, again, it will show you balance and let you eject the card, because that sufficient balance is not there. But in case balance will be there, it will let you see the balance. And then you may decide to withdraw the money or debit the account, and then again it will show the balance, and then it will let you eject the card and take the card out. Okay, so this is the very simple process. Okay, and the end is always towards the taking the card out, and it is stopping with the dot and the circle. Are we clear with this step of the activity diagram? Has mostly two shapes, one is input and the another is the decision. Rest all are the dots and the circle. Good with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can move to the next one. So next one is mind map. As we keep on seeing in the mind map, we can keep the central idea in between, and after that, it will create the multiple branches, and even every branches may have the multiple childs, and every child may have the multiple childs. So this is very easy to understand. Good with mind map? Yeah.
Yes.
There are
Yeah.
various tools around the mind map, started by Tony Buzan in long ago during 1990s. Okay, the very first mind map created by Tony Buzan was free mind, and after that evolution continued. Okay, and today you see the various fancy and dynamic nodes means the children of these mind map. So it is always evolving. So this is how about mind map is. The third one is product roadmap. Okay, so product roadmap is nothing but a slider bar. Can you see on the screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a year has been divided into 4 quarters. Okay, and there are various teams they needs to perform some activity, and that has been tried to showcase towards the product roadmap. Product roadmap could be your project as well. So project roadmap can be depicted on this slider, okay, where it talks about quarter one and quarter two, Salesforce integration has to happen, okay. So, and it will be done by whom? Team one, okay. Yes. And in the similar time, team two will have the reference keys and they need to do organization chart automation in the same time. However, team three will work on Quip Live app and Google Hangouts chat integration. And also in quarter two, offline mode for web app, this will be considered. There is another team which will be working with the draw.io import. That is the another app, and also will continue to manage the system. And team 5 will be working to work an app during the offline mode, and this will be done during quarter 1 and 2. However, team 4 will continue the similar action what they started in quarter 2 and will continue up to quarter 3. Okay. However, this will be team 3 that is taking responsibility to finish at advanced admin control in quarter 3, and team 5 will continue in quarter 3 and 4 on tablet annotation and drawing. So these are the acts, okay, on which they are performing. However, team 3 will have another task allocation to work on Quip for enterprise. This is another chart. And the team 4 will work on the Lucid Chart developer APIs. When it comes to Lucid Chart, let me tell you one thing. Whatever you see here on the screen, even the previous screen and on the previous screen, the diagrams which are created on this lucidchart.com or lucidchart.org. You need to Google it out and you can practice creating various diagram on Lucid Chart. Okay, this is the free app for now available to all of you. Okay, did you take a note of it? It's lucidchart.com.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you
Yes.
can practice. So this was
Yeah.
product roadmap, and then this is the SWOT analysis. So Prerna, do you want to take it up?
Yes, yes. I really wanted to interrupt you, but you were in the flow. Yes.
Okay.
So anybody has any idea about what SWOT analysis is? Even by looking at this, what do you feel it would be? I just want to know what is there in your mind.
Strength and weakness analysis chart.
Yes. Yes.
That
The
is
kind of
the
man.
short form.
This is open for everyone, and I don't want only one person talking. Yeah. See, you have on screen these 4 squares wherein it is mentioned strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. First of all, that's a full form of SWOT. Okay, SWOT. So
Okay.
when you have this kind of analysis, how it would help you? And this is a very, very typical and genuine and age-old question or concept that has been asked in interviews, that has been asked in even in your academic interviews. They like to know what are your views on that. So what it is all about? Have you heard of it? If no, you can straightaway say no. If yes, and if you have some brief idea, because I want to start from you, what is there in your mind? Yes, and this is open for all. Okay, I don't want only one or two people speaking. All should contribute a little, please.
I think for me, it's related with the system where they gather the strength, weakness, and opportunities and threat, so that they can take the decisions accordingly. They can resolve the weakness and can check it how it will go. And for the strength, definitely they should know how, what is their main
Mm-hmm.
primary power to go with it.
So, with respect to system, so what system are you trying to explain, Sonali? As in?
I mean, in this analysis, they manage everything like this.
Okay,
In
managing
short,
everything. So you trying to say in corporate way, as in?
yes, you can say.
Okay, okay. Thanks for the contribution to this. Others, please, what are your views on this?
Well, to me, it looks like basically like a team rundown. Like, oh, this is what we're good at. This is where we fall short, basically.
Okay, go on.
And like the opportunity is basically like, oh, if we get to do this, we could prove like, oh yeah, we could do this now. And that's probably be like, oh, it's probably with like the weaknesses, but it's like more like, oh, we don't know anything about this area of work.
Okay, interesting take. Quite on the right path, I would say. Yeah. What about Aparna, Tejaswini?
For a project, we are analyzing the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats before we deliver the product. We are assessing all this in detail.
Okay, rightly said, but how that in turn would help you? That's my question.
To perform better, to add value. If we analyze all this, we can give a better output.
Okay, okay. Anything you want to add? Aparna, are you done?
Yeah, done.
Okay, fine. Okay. So first of all, thank you so much for your views or your opinion about this. When it comes to SWOT, basically it is used in every sphere of your life. Okay, try to just digest this concept first. When I say every sphere of your life, that means it can be used for your personal development. It is widely used in your organizational decision making. So basically, what it does, the concept is quite simple. It is what it says. That's why I really like such concepts wherein you know what they want to say and you are uh, comfortable to work with it, as in there is no any hidden meaning or any other understanding required. So what simply means, we as an individual or we as a maybe a team member, a committee member, or directors, or whosoever we are in a company, we have to work on these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, it's easier said than done. So how do we do that on individual level? Like right now, considering all of you guys preparing for a job interview or trying to get placed in US in IT firms, so what are your strengths? Your strengths are, first of all, you are motivated. That's the reason you have kind of registered yourself, or you're taking the sessions, you are with Guru School. So that's your strength. You're putting in your time, you're preparing, you're making videos, you're studying, you're in the zone. So that's the strength part of it. Opportunities, whereas I would say is, yes, Guru Schools is offering you a lot of guidances on CV making, on this interview preparation, mock preparation. Dev sir is guiding you on how to build your CV well so it can be marketed. HRs are helping you, and you are getting job interviews at least coming in. So that is with from the side of opportunities. Weaknesses, I would say, in some of your cases, the inconsistency or the inability to, I would say, follow this trend, as in join RRP sessions, or be consistent or be sincere about studying or learning. So that can be a good weakness, just hypothetically. And threats would be, in a way, not working on anything, just being idle, being very passive, or not being motivated most of the times, or not being interactive. So all these things are on a personal level, okay? And this is how we analyze ourselves and we work on our improvement. Okay, so these are my threats and weaknesses. I have to work on that. I have to be more consistent. I have to be more regular. I have to be studious. I have to interact. I have to ask my doubts. So all these things on a personal level, okay? Why I gave your all example is because we are able to relate that quite well. Now think about this on an organizational level, okay? Assuming per se, take example of Dove soap. Everybody knows Dove soap, right? The white
Yeah.
or the multicolor
Yes.
one now it is light
Oh
pink,
yeah.
light blue.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good brand. They are quite into marketing and advertising and all this stuff. So imagine if you're or in a director's team, or you're one of the managing director of the company, and you want to work on maybe trying to increase the sales of that company or the product. So how would you say? So the strength of your product is it's a well established product. It's a liked product, so people are, or across the world there's a population or there's a market for your product, so you're in a better place than any other newcomer in the market. That's the strength. Opportunities are, sorry, that you have so many other markets to tap in, like you as a Dove, as a brand, might be doing extremely well in US, or even cities or metro cities of India. But we still have as a brand to capture the rural market, or maybe the South Asian market. Just a hypothetical one, okay? It's a well-known brand. I'm just trying to correlate with this analysis. So opportunities means we have these many markets still to capture and still to market our product on. So that's the positive side. Now the weakness is maybe the cost. This soap is comparatively costlier than other soaps. And the I would say the rate of the melting of the soap, or just that's my personal opinion, I would say. The rate at which the soap gets melts or discharged, or gets over with, or kind of maintenance part, how to keep it, that's kind of weakness part I would feel from the product point of view. And the threats would be there are other competitive soap makers or brands who are coming with similar kind of soap in a competitive price. Like, they're coming with the soap in less price, or, or maybe in bigger size, or they might be marketing well, or they might be giving some extra discounts, one-on-one free offers, or some extra other gifts and something like that. So imagine when you want to capture or tap into some new markets, or you want to you're trying to increase your sales, you have to think about all minimum at least all these things. So how good you are, what are your prospects, and what are your limitations, and what are your threats. So all of you, are you able to understand what I'm trying to explain, or you have any doubts? I'll be more than happy to answer to them. So are we good on this concept, or Gaurav want to add something here?
No, I think we are good. So
I have
Yes.
I have a
Yeah, please,
question.
please.
So when we talk about this analysis, so it's a strategy to do to successfully complication of project or something, or it's a kind of compulsory,
Mhm.
I mean, tools or something, a strategy. I mean,
It's
what
up
is it
to,
exactly?
see, basically it's an analysis, okay? Calling it strategy would be a bigger term, but then to implement a particular strategy, like implementing a marketing strategy, this analysis is done. And why it is done? Because it has these benefits, right? Which I told you. You understand where you stand, you understand where you want to go, where what you want to achieve, and what are the roadblocks you have. So and to answer your question, Aparna, right? Sonali,
Sonali, yeah.
this is basically a very realistic approach or analysis for anybody and everybody, for an organization, for an individual. I mean, here, even, many years back and still now, this SWOT analysis is very famous, wherein you are asked to kind of share all these, pointers from your own personal profile, like, from your, maybe from promotion point of view, or getting a job. So this is just an analysis process. Okay. So,
Okay. It
and
goes with every organization?
depends,
Depends.
right?
Right.
I'm not saying each and every person would do it, but it's a good to have, like, like it's like an exercise. So if you
Okay.
do it, it's good for you. If you don't do it, still you're surviving, So it's
Right.
not a mandatory one, to be very honest. But yes, many organizations do this because, first of all, it's very easy. Second, it's very effective, right?
Right.
Because it
Right.
gives you what you're asking for. So
Yeah.
that is why it is done. Yeah. Are we
Right.
good?
Yes, gotcha. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, Gaurav, next slide, please. Yes. Now, this is also one of my favorites, I would say, because being a fish lover, I really like the shape of it. So, can you see this diagram, and can you see what it is called and why it is called this, please?
Oh, it's a fish, and then the inside is the bone.
Yeah. Isn't it so easy, Savan? It looks like fish
Yeah.
and it has bones, so it's a fish bone diagram. I really wonder why things are not so easy like this one, like SWOT analysis and fish bone. You saying what you see. It's really nice. And it is very effective, by the way. So it's not as light as it looks, but it is very effective. What about others?
Yeah, it's like a skeleton. It's showing the parts.
Yes, yes. And there's something mentioned on the right and left hand side in the blue columns and in the blue rectangles and
Yeah,
stuff. The cloud. What is it?
It's
it's
like the
giving the root and the cause, and
Yeah,
rectangles are showing the
problem.
environment and stuff. Like
yeah.
people and
Can all of you read one and the rectangle boxes?
Environment?
Mm-hmm.
people.
Manage no,
Okay.
People.
Mm-hmm. Go on, go on.
equipment,
Yes. Last two.
Materials?
And
Pro-
process. Perfect. So basically, you know, this diagram is used to find out the root cause of a particular problem or a situation. Okay. Now you would ask me, what is a root cause? So root causes, for example, per se, trying to, I would like to give an example with connection to these pointers. So, for example, we have a chocolate manufacturing factory. Okay, I really cannot stay away from food examples. Okay, that's my weakness, and I feel that's my strength also because it's very easy to correlate. Okay, so imagine we are working in a chocolate making factory, all of us, and somehow the speed of manufacturing or making chocolates is slower compared to our competitors. Like for example, I don't know. I mean, what kind of? For example, if we have to make 100 what I would say, those big boxes of chocolate, like maybe family packs and all we get, the vacation specific big boxes like chocolates, and we are not able to make that in one day. Okay, we want to make 100 boxes, for example. So why this is not happening? Okay, this is our question. So now we have this diagram to help us with. So our problem, can you see on the right side in that oval it's mentioned problem?
Oh, yeah.
yes.
So our problem is we are not able to achieve that manufacturing of 100 cartons or 100 boxes of chocolate in a day. Okay, we are going on a granular level. So how can you correlate that with these pointers or bones that are mentioned? So the first is environment. Okay, so when I say environment, and these are just hypothetical examples, but try to correlate them. Tomorrow you go into industry, or you can actually work with this on your personal life also. Like you want to achieve particular goal, along with getting placed or maybe getting healthier or waking up early or doing some PhD, anything. So starting with first is environment. the environment at which the employees are working, it's not conducive. That means, there is no proper ventilation, and there are no enough water and food breaks, and people are working non-stop, and their health is declining, so that's why they're demotivated, they're falling sick, so we have less manpower at work. So this can be one reason. Okay, now this is all problem, I would say. Uh, One second, I'm just getting a call from Dave sir, I suppose. One second. Gaurav, can you just take it forward? I need to take this call, please.
Okay. So far what you have understood about this fishbone diagram. Did you understand that it's all about identifying the cause, in fact, the root cause of any problem? Did you understand this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So while this is happening, let me quickly tell you something else as well. And for that, I would be resharing something else. Have you seen here somewhere environment is mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about environment. So what happens when something is created first? Okay, the very first creation happens. So developers design something. Do you agree? It's developer who designs something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is developer. So when he designs something, what he does, it makes at its local first. Okay. Local means as local laptop or local PC or desktop or MacBook or wherever it is. So the first design when it comes, it is called what? Where it was
Local.
created? Local. Yes.
Local.
And that is why it is also called as local environment. Okay, local environment. Then it comes that there will be a place where this piece of software will be kept, where all the developers can access that and can work together on it. Okay, so that's the reason it is called as dev environment. Okay, you are good with this? Local and dev environment we have just now seen. Local, one individual developer will work on that piece. Second comes the dev environment on which all the developers can contribute together. We are good with this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when all the developers are satisfied, what happens? They give it for the testing. Okay. At the second phase. So
Hey, yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
yeah. So I'll be continuing what I was
yeah,
talking.
please. Yeah.
So this is the test environment. In this test environment, what happens? They will pick the component of that. Okay. All right. Are you good?
Yeah.
So that is the reason it is called as component testing. Small unit they will pick. Okay. But this is happening where? In test environment. Okay, the environment will be test environment. What all other activity will happen? So apart from component testing, this is also sometimes called as module testing. Then comes that you need to perform the integration testing, where the components will be integrated together. Okay, are we good with this so far?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is still happening where? In the testing environment. Okay, let me circle it out. That is still happening in the testing environment. What else will happen? Then it will happen, then system integration will happen. Okay, so the integration, one module is integrated from the component and tested, and as a whole system it will be tested. Okay, so this is called as system integration, and that's the reason, apart from the testing, the next environment where tester will work. Okay, the tester will work is also known as sometime SIT is what? System integration testing environment. Okay, where as a whole system it will be work. Who all will have the access? It's you as well as your customer. Okay, customer can also perform the SIT testing. That is also called as inside SIT environment. Okay, we are good with this,
Yeah.
with the name. Everyone, yes.
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 Okay,
Yes.
now the system integration is passed, say for example, then another environment comes for tester, customer, and also for business users, okay, to perform their testing, okay, to perform their testing and check of the software. And that happens in which environment? That happens inside UAT. So UAT, which has passed the system integration testing and comes into the user acceptance testing. Okay. So this environment is called as UAT environment. So you have local environment, you have dev environment, you have testing environment, you have SIT, means system integration testing environment, and then user acceptance testing environment. And then comes what? And then comes is something which we call it as a live environment, or this is also called as production environment. Have you heard the name production? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like Amazon.com or any.com is the live environment. But before just live environment, it is also called as pre-prod environment. Okay, what it is called? What it is called?
Pre-prod.
Pre-prod,
Pre-prod.
pre-prod environment.
Yeah, pre-prod environment. So what is this pre-prod environment? Pre-prod environment is nothing but it's a mirror of production environment. Okay, so in the live environment you cannot do any testing because it is live. What if things will crash in the live environment? There will be a huge loss of business, right? Do you agree with this?
Yeah.
So that's the reason we must have a pre-prod environment where we can do a little bit of checks and all. Okay, do you agree with this so far?
Yeah.
So we have production environment, pre-prod environment, and then we have UAT environment, and then we have SIT environment, and then we have testing environment, then we have dev environment, then we have local environment, and from local to UAT to live environment, things gets continue to graduate. We are good with this, clear about the environments?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would it be just like a beta, basically, like the pre-prod?
Sorry, can you ask again? What did you ask? Data?
Would it would be like the beta of like the pre-prod? Would it be like the beta before the live?
Data before the live.
Yeah.
Okay, so the data generally it's testers who create those data, and that data is not always the real-time data. Those are dummy data. What happens to test few data? There are two people who gives us the data. Okay, for the performing the testing. So one is the tester themselves. Another is your client also. They give you the dummy data. Using that we create the activity, we perform the activity. Say for example, this is for one e-commerce site, so they will have some pre-filled data. Okay, using that the testing will continue to happen. Okay, the real-time data, the live environment data will be completely the real-time data which will be transacted by the end user, looking at the availability of the utility and features provided by the software development company for that particular website. So did I answer your question? Did I
Yeah. Yeah.
understand your question and answer? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you Savan, thank you so much. Yes, so you can resume from where you have taken the pause, Prerna.
Yeah.
I just explained about the
Yes.
environment.
Yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, we were talking about the environment from this our example point of view, and Gaurav rightly has explained from more of an industry point of view. So, thank you for adding that. So, coming to the next part is environment and then people. People would be the same. There is some hierarchical indifferences, differences. Like there are some people who are not uh, honest or not hardworking enough, or there are some people who are taking, undue leaves. So we have less manpower at work, or we have, I would say, not trained people who are not able to do their job perfectly. So try to understand this is all from problem point of view. I'm trying to say. So everything would be mostly negative or something problematic. That is why we have this issue, and we want to now work on it. So environment I mentioned earlier, it's not a conducive environment, and people are not compatible, or they're trained so they can perform well. The third thing is equipment. Yeah, so the machinery used for making chocolates, or packaging, or whatever, all these things involved in that process, those are not up to mark. Those are faulty. The equipments or the machineries are not functioning well. That's why there is a delay. That's why there is a lot of breakage or whatever. The mixing pot is not working fine. So that is why it is kind of contributing to the delay. Now coming to management, materials and process. So imagine if the management is not supportive, like if they are not paying proper wages or salaries to the employees or to the workers, or, they are not having enough, I would say, facilities like a good canteen or breaks, or any other motivation, like they're not giving bonuses, or anyway, they are just being political. They're not giving raises to people, or not promoting the hardworking ones. So that is why there is this motivation lacking, or they are not kind of passing the budget for new machineries which are required by the workers, or people to function well. So that is missing. Materials again, the kind of cocoa powder or some dry fruits or whatnot is required for chocolate making is not up to the mark, or it's kind of getting delayed, as in the form of delivery. We're getting it late. That is why we are ultimately getting delayed in making the chocolate. And last but not the least, process. Like there are people working in shifts, and so the next person who is to come for the maybe the night shift, they're not coming on time, or maybe the overall process is flawed, or very slow. Like once chocolate making is done, the packaging is taking time, or anything and everything under the sun, that is problematic. So this kind of scenario, all these factors ultimately lead to delay in the making, packing, and delivering of chocolates. Okay. So same scenarios or same contributing factors are responsible for project delays in IT or any other industry. Same factors or similar factors can actually a kind of contribute towards other problem in a company, like maybe we are not able to promote a particular brand, or we are not able to launch a particular new brand, or we are not able to deliver the project or product to the customer in the stipulated or planned time. So fishbone diagram, why I like is because it has many factors which might be kind of contributing to these issues, and that is why we can understand them. Okay, so once you know what the problem is, it's very easy to resolve them, or to work on them and to get it clarified. Get my point? Are you able to understand?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes. So Savan and Sonali
Yes.
has mentioned. What about Tejaswini and Aparna?
Yeah,
Yes.
understanding.
Yes. Yeah. So Gaurav, can we go to next slide, please, then?
Okay, do you want me to take this up?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. So this is process flow diagram. As you see that here also, what is the common? What is common thing you identify? I had spoken about diagram, various diagram. There is one thing common.
Put and the decision diamond.
Yeah. So flow chart, right?
The flow
So
chart, yeah.
flow chart is the baseline. And here it talks about in the process flow diagram, also known as PFD, three area they have covered. Again, the credit department, management, sales, and customer. This is about one store where customer buys some product, but before buying, he underwent a sales call. Okay, so what exactly happened? In the sales call itself, customer buys the product and then he is given a credit form. Okay, and then its order entry gets placed through gets placed after the sales happened or during the sales call itself. Okay, then the order form goes for the approval. Okay, when it goes for the approval, what exactly happened? So the buyer must have the credit form already. Based on that, the credit check happens. Okay, credit check happens, but for that there must be a credit criteria. All right, so when that comes into the picture, then decision happens whether this credit check has the high balance or it is okay to process further. Okay, and if it is a bad credit, then sales does not get approved. Okay, it closes then and there. But when the account receivable balance is okay, then what exactly happen? Then credit terms are calculated, and then a credit issue is reported, and then the terms is approved, and then sale is approved. So this happens in the two ways: a normal sales of a product, or even if it has come for the return of a product. Okay, so that time this is a simple. For the customer, what is happening? For the sales, what is happening? In the management, what all the checks points are there? And in the credit department, how the decisions are made has been tried to showcase in this business process flow diagram. Are we good with this? Very simple. For every single unit it has been mentioned further. Cool. So on this
Yeah.
note, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to reshare my screen, and we have so far seen a very good type of examples when it comes to process any kind of diagram. Okay, so we have been since beginning were looking at what we were looking at diagrams only. Okay, but the main fundamental thing was what why we were looking at the diagram, because we are not doing any process development. We are in fact defining, and then we are designing those processes through diagrams. So here comes the uh, few diagrams, which is also called as what they are called as visual modeling diagram. So what are these visual modeling diagrams? So visual modeling diagram is nothing but a graphical representation of objects and system. So always remember, when you are asked about any diagram, you might be asked into the interview as well, that what do you understand by the diagram, or these visual modeling. That time you must say that this is a graphical representation of object and system and function and features. Can you do that? When in the
Yeah.
interview it will be asked. Yes. So why I did ask you, because I had experience that one of the candidate, she could not even recall this. So at least you should be knowing and ready to answer such kind of things. And how it is possible? The more you will practice and the more you will pay attention. So with models we can function on subsets of information, and identify patterns in our requirement, ideas, and business processes. So there are few examples given, which is called as process flow diagram. One process flow diagram you just now saw, and then business domain model, which is also called as ER diagram, which means entity and relationship diagram. Then other comes as UI wireframe prototype and mockup. All right. So these are the similar kind of diagram we will be talking about it. Now, let's understand this thing, okay, which is called as workflow diagram. Excuse me. Here one example is given. This example, what you see is again has the baseline of flow chart. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone see? Okay.
Yes.
And in this flow chart, using workflow diagram, what we have done, whenever an error occurs in the system, when it gets reported, what are its life cycle it undergoes. That has been depicted over here. Okay, so this is also called as a error life cycle or bug life cycle or defect life cycle. So defect life cycle has been represented in the workflow diagram. So the very first time a defect is found, that time its status remains the new. Okay, and are you following everyone? Able to understand me? Able to pay attention? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So next what happens, development project manager will analyze this first because it has come from someone who has tested the feature or function and he has reported a new defect. So he asks three things: whether it is valid, whether it is in scope, or whether it is already reported by someone else. So if any of the answer becomes no, then it gets either rejected or deferred or marked as duplicated, and thereby it goes towards the closer. Okay, if it is not valid, sorry, if it is valid, if it is in scope and it is still not reported, then it is assigned to a developer who will, then it comes to in assigned mode. What it, where it comes in after new, it becomes what? Assigned. What it becomes?
Assigned.
Yes. And when developer picks it up and mark it in progress, that time it is marked as in progress. So new, assigned, and then in progress. And then he work on it and he marks it as a resolved or fixed. What does it mark as? Resolved or fixed? What
Fixed.
does it mark as?
Resolved or
Fixed
fixed.
or fixed.
Resolved or fixed. Okay. So once it is marked as fixed, then it goes to the reporter who has reported this defect. And either it fails in the test again or it gets passed into the test. When it gets passed into the test, it comes to the closer and it gets closed. So new defects is assigned and gets into the progress and then gets fixed and then marks closed. But what if it is not passed? Then it will be reopened, and when it will be reopened, again it will go to the developer will continue to work, then it will be marked in progress, and then it will be marked as resolved or fixed, and then it will come back again to the reporter for the closure. So do you understand the flow of the defect? How does it start from the new to the close?
Yes.
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 Yes, any question around it? I'll be happy to answer if you have any question. And you should be able to remember the flow: new, assign, in progress, fix, and close or reopen. When it is reopen, it will again go back to developer, in progress, fix, and then come for the closer. Good with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Let's move to the another diagram. This is called as entity relationship diagram. Entity relationship diagram is just like a fridge. Okay, you have something in the store already. Okay, and when you have something in the store already, in the technical term, it is called as database. What it is called as?
Database.
Database.
Yes,
Database.
database. And it will have the relationship for putting inside more data or pulling out from the database more data. Are we good with this so far understanding? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what we are pulling or what we are putting, that determines how the database is functioning. Okay, so here we have taken one example, and this one example is about one garment store, one apparel store. In that apparel store, we have three things. One is order to be placed, one is customer to be handled, and third is sales department. Okay, but for what? They are for the product, and product, what product they have? They have apparel. So they will open a software. Someone walks into the store and they ask, what do you need? They will say that I need an apparel. Okay, and they will tell that, okay, what kind of apparel do you want? So they will then name the product. Okay, they will name the product, but before apparel they say that, do you have any do you have any color preference? Do you have any size preference? So when they will say the size and size code, they will quickly sort it, that whether this is medium or large or something. And then they say, okay, what kind of product you are looking for? Are you looking for a frock or t-shirt or shirt or trouser, what all? So they will name the product. So accordingly, when the size is defined, product is known, and what they will ask you, they will ask you the category of it. Okay, the category, and they will ask the color. So how they are sorting it out? They have the access, the software has the access towards the product colors. Okay, and the color has the variety of the colors. Then they will fetch the color information from the color table. Are you following so far? From where the
Yeah.
information is getting fetched? And when they will talk about category, they will have another category table from where they will fetch the information about the category. Okay, the category could be the jacket, the shirt, the trouser. Three categories. Are you with me so far? So they
Yeah.
will
Yes.
pull the information
Yes.
from the category table, they will pull the information from the color table, and there, when the order will get placed, these items will be associated with the customer name, customer address, and customer contact number, and the order will be associated with the total amount with that customer. And again, all the product related information will be associated with the customer, and then further customer information will be stored in a whole database. But here the point is what, how they have shown the relationship. So relationship is being shown like this. There are various tables, and you are just showing them the connection. You have apparel size. Okay, then apparel size will come with size id, size code, and size sort order, so that you can sort them out. Okay, and this apparel size has the connection with the product table. So when it comes to the product name will be there, ID will be there, and its other data will be there. So it will always give some information about the apparel to the product. And then product will have some association and relationship with the color. So it will have the access to the product color, and they are showing the connection. Are you able to follow this? How the connections are getting established between different tables?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
Yes.
how we are connecting, and that's how we need to represent. When it comes to requirement gathering, we gather some requirement, and customer talks about three different things, and he want these three different things in one place. So this is how you will connect it and showcase it into the document, or into one picture, and that picture can be further loaded into some tool which we can name it as Jira or something like that. I hope, Tejaswini, you are able to follow the earlier videos which have been given to you.
Yes, yes, Gaurav, I'm able to follow. Like,
Yeah, because based on your follow, we can talk about those terms. Otherwise, I will avoid. Okay. So
okay,
this is how it is ER diagram or business domain model we have talked about. And then comes this, which is called as UI wireframe mockup. So this is very simple. The moment requirement is given and shared with you by the customer, and you are going for the first meeting, and he is talking that here in the application, I want a check-in button, then I want checkout button, then I want, on the screen, the payment logo, payment button, and I want this with the company logo and all. So initially you cannot design immediately everything. Do you think you can design? No, but you must have a placeholder. Okay, that here customer demands a button. Are you with me so far? You are collecting the requirement from the customer. You are gathering the data. So that time you are giving the placeholder. What this placeholder is for and what it will do. Those information you are collecting. So when you are doing it raw from scratch for the first time, no fancy design is going to come. So this is called as UI wireframe. What it is called as?
UI wireframe.
Wireframe.
And also known as mockup.
Mockup.
Okay,
Wow.
so at the very beginning level, when you will create this placeholder, this is called as low fidelity UI prototype. So UI frame has three different uh, types. The very first one is called as low fidelity. What it is called as?
Low fidelity.
Yes, it is called as low fidelity UI prototype. UI means user interface. What you see here is called as user interface. So it may show the general layout of the screen, but not the specific UI element. As I said, the placeholder. Then comes the next level. Is next level prototype is called as medium fidelity UI prototype. What it is called as?
Medium
Medium
fidelity.
fidelity UI prototype.
Yes, and this will show the UI element on the screen, but may not represent the actual look. So when it gets enhanced, when you gather the requirement and come back to office, and that time you are just translating whatever you have taken a notes into, say for example, word processing document. That time you can design something which will be not similar but not placeholder as well, but will represent UI element. That is the time where it will be called as medium fidelity UI prototype. Then comes to the when you are preparing a document which will be ready for the sign off, but that time what it will do, it will present exactly how the UI should look like, exactly how the button is going to look like. You see the evolution from placeholder to the look placeholder to the look-alike or some evolved diagram or images will appear in the from low to medium, and from low to medium to high fidelity it will appear as how exactly these images will appear once the software will be developed, so that you are going to put in front of those images area. And this UI prototype is called as high fidelity UI prototype. What it is called as?
High fidelity UI prototype.
High fidelity UI prototype.
Exactly. So three layers you must remember: low, medium, high. So low fidelity, medium fidelity, high fidelity. These are UI prototypes, comes under UI wireframe. Okay, are we good with this?
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
And this will be created by whom? Business analyst. He is the responsible for either low fidelity or medium fidelity prototype. Okay. And now comes the next diagram. Can we move to the next diagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It comes as WBS chart example, which is work breakdown structure. So Prerna, do you want to take this? You there, Prerna?
Yes, yes, yeah. I was on mute. Yeah. So work breakdown structure. It is also known as WBS. Okay. It's a very important terminology to know because it's many a times widely used in an industry wherein you get asked what is your client's WBS or what is your WBS. So this simply means it is kind of a I would say identifier of what kind of projects you're working on and what kind of department you are a part of. So here, for the understanding purpose, we have mentioned this WBS, wherein imagine if we have multiple teams working for a retail website, development part. So you can see 0.0 is a retail website, project WBS. If I have to put it that way, right? Everybody can see this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So can you all read out what are the other departments we have in this?
Project management.
Uh-huh.
Requirements gathering.
Design and
I
analysis.
didn't get that. I didn't get that. Yeah, we have project management, requirement gathering,
Design and analysis.
right?
Site software development.
Okay.
And testing and production.
Yes.
HTML design and creation.
Mm-hmm.
Back-end software.
Go on. I wanted to read all of them. Yeah.
Graphics
Back-
and interface.
Mm-hmm.
Content creation.
Database implementation.
Middleware development.
Security subsystems.
Catalog engine.
Thank you.
Transaction process.
Yeah, transaction. Thank you so much. Okay. So see what is mentioned here. WBS includes only deliverables and activities. The best approach is to have a summary of activities and break them down. So here we stand wherein, by the way, all these pointers or points which you just mentioned are the actual activities that are being performed in an industry, right? So if for any project achievement or delivery, all these activities are done. Like for example, you all see Facebook, you all see WhatsApp, right? You all use Google or MSN.com, Yahoo.com, or any other websites. So if you want to create a particular website, all these things happen in the background. Okay. So for example, say Aparna and Savan are from backend software team. Okay. So they are the one who ensure that database connectivity is there. Their responsibility is to show all the data in the website. Just example, Yahoo.com or MSN.com. So their duty or their work is to ensure that everything is getting displayed properly and the data is being fetched. So their WBS for this project is 4.2. You get my point? Whereas say Gaurav a part of a project management team, so Gaurav has a WBS of 1.0. Whereas say Sonali and Tejaswini are from development, graphics and interface team, right? So they are the one who are responsible for all the flashy things that you see, all the light effects and color effects and images, that those are there, banners which keep coming, like, okay, Halloween season we have this sale, then that will come up. For Diwali, this sale, that banner would be showed. So their WBS would be 4.3. Okay. And if I'm a security subsystems, then mine would be 4.2.3. So here you see what happens. We have one project or one activity that is as a retail website, and from that we have these 5 streams coming out, right? Those are 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, like that. From that site development, site software development, we have further one stream coming as 4.1, 4.2. So though these are basically subsystems of an original parent system. And further to that, from backend software, we have all this, catalog engine, security subsystems, further development. So can you see a hierarchy into this? Right? Yes,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
that
yes.
way your WBS will be assigned to you. And this is how it is kind of created. From which stream, like for example, there can be a very well different stream from project management, when it can be business analysis, client interaction, preparing project plan, and preparing time milestones. Then in preparing project plan, we can also have a start date, end date, or project baseline, what are the project activities. So similar way, how we have this streamline or this hierarchy, we will also have another, we can have multiple hierarchies for project management, for requirement gathering, so we can have first round of interview with customers, BAs taking details from the customers, and preparing documentation. So on and so forth, we can have multiple layers of this activity chain or activity hierarchy. And this is how you, so if tomorrow somebody is saying, hey, I am a part of transaction processing, so their WBS will be 4.2.5 in this example. Okay, am I
Yeah.
good? Actually, it's quite easy. What it being shown is what it is, so there's no any other hidden agenda. It simply means whichever department or team you're working in, that WBS will be assigned to you. Many a times a client specific WBS is also there for project. So that depends industry to industry or company to company. So are we good? Any doubts into this?
No.
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 Oh, it's easy to understand. Yeah. Gauri, you want to add something
Yes,
here?
and as a business analyst, you should know that this is one of the example of WBS where a hierarchy has been mentioned. So in the similar manner, if you are creating or developing any project, and that project comes with the various section and subsection and subsection and subsection, you can create similar kind of WBS chart to represent it. And requirement gathering process, say for example, one website you are mentioning, and have you seen the sitemap in any sitemap page in any of the website?
Yes.
Mhm. You have seen. Who else? So what happens generally for any and every, in general, you will find one page which is not very popular, but you will always find it will be there, which is called as a sitemap. The sitemap tells that on which page what you can explore and how many pages are there in this website. Okay, so all those detailed things will be there in the sitemap. And sometimes you website does not even create the sitemap. So one requirement may come up that create a sitemap page for this website, and simply in that sitemap page you can create similar kind of WBS structure. Okay, where you can represent how this site looks like, in what section what will be taken. Do you understand what did I say just now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just go ahead and explore any kind of website which will have the sitemap. So let's give me a name of the site, any name of the site, please. I'm
Amazon.
just Amazon. Okay, let's see whether Amazon has the website site uh, has sitemap or not. So let me quickly open the Chrome, and just give me a second while I'll bring this in front. So I'm just pulling a tab from the Chrome and will keep in front of you. So let me reshare the screen also. So I'm just going to click on the screen, and here I come. So you have just now shared the Amazon. So wait a second. Apart from Amazon, you can tell me one more name. So in case Amazon does not have, we'll go to the another one. So
We do have Guru School website, right?
mhm. So yeah, we will try with Guru Schools as well. Just give me a second. So this is still loading. It is not completely loaded. So Amazon.com. Just a second. I'm just typing in and checking in. All right. So I have opened Amazon.com, and where should we go? The website. This is the proper e-commerce website. So I'm not sure whether it comes with the, but let me go at the bottom and see whether we have sitemap. So let me search that. No, there is no sitemap on this. So we'll go to Guru School's website. Generally, it used to be there earlier in every single website I used to watch, but nowadays it is there or not sure. What else you can do is come here, sitemap of website, and it will give me the list of the okay, it has not given, but this is still opening. Another one. Tell me a name of a company, please. Any name of the company apart from Guru's.
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, so Facebook will open my logged in Facebook. Can I take an example of, say, Infosys? Yeah. Have you heard this name?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Let's take the example of Infosys and let's see whether it has got sitemap or not. So generally sitemap are not given okay, contacts us, newsroom, and it is not generally easy to find. So but I'm sure that sitemap is there generally. Let me search in sitemap.
You can check with the Udemy website. There they are showing the sitemap.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, where did you find Udemy web sitemap?
Scroll down at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, here it is, sitemap. So like you
Yeah.
see here, the sitemap is there. So generally every website used to have sitemap. Okay, they have shown the local home pages, then popular topics, then IT and software, office product. So all those things you need to just go ahead, click them, and you will get all these detail what this website consists of. Every single thing they talk in the sitemap. Okay, so they can restructure this in this WBS form. Do you get what do I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was just for the example purpose. So I think we are good for today then. So we have covered a lot. about the processes, about the information management system, and the diagrams, and the visual modeling and all. Next time, what we are going to look at, we are going to look at more into the requirement gathering document, what all kind of a different document it would be. And I'm sure you will be equally excited, because this comes with lot of teamwork, and this comes with lot of engagement and involvement to create a document together. So I hope you will give your 100% to do that assignment. So will you be in this game? Yes, from everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tejaswini. I liked it. The first one who says yes is the one who takes the responsibility to mix it, and generally it has been observed they do it. Okay. Thank you so much, Tejaswini and Sawan. So we have come to the end of this topic today and today's session. Because I was talking to Tejaswini, I heard Tejaswini at the end. So Tejaswini, what do you feel like saying about today's session? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. The session was really, more informative. Like, I just know about flow charts. That's what we read about during engineering. Like, we didn't know there's like so many diagrams. Like today, like we got to know like around 10.
Mhm,
10
mhm.
yeah, I mean not diagrams. I mean to say that 10 kind of business analysis models that you have taught us. Like you have showed us like the activity mind maps. The mind map was really good, and the SWOT. Yeah, and the full form of SWOT was also really good, like, which is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Usually, that's what we should know about, right? In whatever field we are, we should know the strengths, weakness, and opportunities, how to grab them and all. So, yeah, that's it. Like, this is what I've learned today.
Cool. Thank you so much, Tejaswini, for sharing this in detail. Yes, call out someone's name on the screen, you see.
Aparna?
Aparna. Yes, Aparna, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session was very interesting. It was very informative to know about the different business analysis models, the workflow diagrams, the ER diagrams, the WPS and everything. So I'm going to rewatch it and keep studying a little bit. Yeah. Over
Amazing.
to yeah. Over to Sonali.
Sonali. Yes, Sonali, what do you feel like saying?
Yes, today's session really awesome, very informative. Got the really good idea about the flowchart, diagrams, mind maps, and of course WBS. So definitely gonna rewatch. And I'm gonna call out Savan. Over to you.
Yes, Sawan.
Yeah, so today's session was very informative to me. Learned a lot about like the business analysis models, like the fishbone diagrams and all that. It'll definitely be a rewatch to try to like change some of the diagrams to like better fit for me to understand them more. Well, other than that, everything else was good.
Super. Thank you so much for sharing, Sawan. Call out someone's name on the screen, you see.
Prerna?
Yes, Prerna. Prerna, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you, Savan. Yeah, I could see everybody's kind of little overwhelmed in a positive way today. We learned really very interesting topics, analysis methodologies, and everything. And trust me, these are not only important from your interview and job point of view, but these are very helpful techniques in real life also. So I'm sure you must have enjoyed. And in case you still have any doubts, feel free to reach out to us. All in all, I really enjoyed today's session with a lot of learning, and it was a great session as always. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gaurav.
Yes, thank you so much. I would like to remind you that remember the memory vault of 24 by 7 by 30. So just before 30 days, this track will get over. Okay, the Be Agile Scrum track will get over. You will be ready for the mock interview. But before that, you know what I have seen? The golden quadrant of learning, which I talk about. We start with the declaration and anchor, and then we learn. And when we don't draw what we have learned, draw means literally in the drawing mode, using pencil and paper or pen and paper. And when we don't summarize it, there are very rare chance that we make it happen for the interviews. Otherwise, once the training is over, we get into our comfort zone and we don't really look for the job for which we have got inside this training. So I want you to once again remind and reiterate and reinforce this, that when you will go back, remember to draw what you have learned and come with the summary videos, small video, tiny video. Okay, when even if you are walking, recall some points and just talk in front of camera, in mobile camera, just shoot it out. Why? It will burst out your own confidence, that if you can talk in the camera today, everywhere every interview is getting done on the Zoom, and in the Zoom or in Teams or in Google Meet, you need to face the camera. They can shut down their camera, they will not show up, interviewer, but they will expect the candidate to show up in the camera. Do you agree with this, me, and able to relate with this? What do I mean exactly?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the very reason, even if you are walking, just hold your phone and talk something inside and post it into your BSQ Scrum. If it is good, if it is turning to be good, then you will get the opportunity to be showcased into Guru School's YouTube channel, so that the connected recruiters can have a look at your presentation or your points, that how do you articulate, are you good for business analyst or scrum or not, and from there they will keep on picking you up. So if you understand the importance of it, I really want you to get participate uh, in this assignment, which is the unsaid assignment every single time when it comes to the track, that is to summarize what you have learned. Okay, so on just this note, I want you to say all the best, and we'll talk to you again on coming Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Okay, and we'll
Gaurav, I have
yes,
one
Sonal.
question.
Yes,
Right.
Sonali.
So, are we done with the Scrum Master training after finishing this BA, or like we still have to retrieve from there?
Okay, so you started when Agile Scrum was going on, and then we transitioned into business analyst, right?
Right.
So after business analysis will be done, but before business analysis track will be done, there will be a workshop. In that workshop, you will be participating. In fact, everyone will be participating. That will be kind of a game. But again, there will be a lot of learning and tools involved. So that day will be the last day of this track. Okay. And then you need to continue with, but while this is all happening, and if you are not participating in the RRP session, like I keep on telling, that we meet on Sunday and on Monday you go back and do the assignment and come back on Tuesday and continue your learning, then go back on Wednesday, do the assignment. On Thursday, you must participate into RRP session. Friday you can have a breather, and Saturday you can just rewatch whatever you have missed or you have planned or you need to ask. Come back on Sunday. This is how the 7 days a week you will remain engaged. Okay, so it
Yes.
reminds me, if you are asking this question, it means you are not attending the RRP session. Am I right, Sonali?
Yeah, I did it. I attended last week.
Okay, so
There was not really such a, like, there was just a requirements, bunch of requirements, and even Dev sir was not there, so was not that useful. So
mhm.
I'm looking forward for this week, of course.
Okay, super. So understand, in RRP session, you find two things. Things will be like sessions are getting repeated. You may feel like, should I be part of this? RRP session is to establish your visibility, your credibility, and marketability. Okay, remember this: visibility, credibility, and marketability. The more you will show up, the more marketable you will become, because that showcase that you are in need of the this, and then your number will continue to spike up, and from there the HR will have this enforcement that they need to market about you, and thereby the companies will continue to pick you up for the interviews. So this is how it will work. Even though if you feel that it is a repeated session or RP session, still I would recommend you to attain that. Okay, so that will go in the parallel. And to answer you finally, so there are more days to go. In fact, 1 or 2 weeks you can see. So more 4 session you can expect, and then the BA track will be over. And then once again we will transition into the new batch. Whoever wants to repeat in the new batch are welcome to do so. Cool.
Right. Right.
Did I answer, Sonali? Yeah.
I
Thank you
got
so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for learning today, and looking forward to hear from you the summary. Thank you so much. Bye bye and good
it.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Take care,
Thank
guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.